Okay, I wanted to start this journaling and kind of talk through my trading strategy. I'm using it initially to kind of talk out loud, think through things with my strategy, and kind of talk about what I know almost as a confirmation. So right now it's actually not a great time for me with my strategy. It's called the quad rotation. And what it is I'm looking for all four of these to be for the long side. They would all need to be under this 20 mark. You can see that I've tried to mark as close to 20 as I could get this line here. Below the 20 mark and then hooking back up into the 20, all four of them. So this is a 1 minute, 3 minute, it might be 30-second, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. I know this last one here is 5 minute. This is for sure the 1 minute. Double check those settings here. Whoops. Yeah, so this is a 9 length stochastic here. 14 here. 40 on this one. And 60 on this one. So this is the full 5 minutes, 60. So as you can see, what I would call out right now of what the market's going to be doing, you see this V that it makes down here is a pretty clear indicator that that's going to go up. Now that's really not my trade because like I said, I'm going for a high probability trade only. And that trade is I have to have all four of these stochastics below the 20 line. And these two are not. In fact, this one's barely coming below the 80 line, which is more of a sell signal on this side. So I've got conflicting signals. If I'm just looking at the stochastics, I would never take that trade. Now on top of the stochastics, the quad rotation that I'm looking for, I use volume to determine, first of all, if there's enough volume to make the trade worthwhile, but also to determine if this is on the uptrend, as you saw here, or the downtrend here coming down will help navigate that, right? But I like to see that tick up in volume as it's going. So here's a perfect example. I shouldn't say perfect. Let me look for one here. This is a pretty decent example. We'll go right here. You can see we've got this pullback down to the level, and this is the other key factor in this, is the supply-demand zone. So I'm using this Lux Algo supply and demand visible range, but really that's what this trading strategy is all about. It's ranging. That's its bread and butter. And that's why I like it, because 80 to 90% of the time the market is ranging, right? I actually had my ass handed to me the other day because the market was not ranging. It was up almost a full percent on the day, and I'm typically trading NQ. And as you can imagine, NQ, when you're in the wrong direction and seemingly some news around tariffs being put on hold, there's things like that. So anyway, wrong direction, and yeah, lost a lot of money. But getting back to it here, so we've got this pullback, right? And you can see it touch down across almost all four of those. Down here, here, this is on the low side. This is the middle. I'd like to see it tucked in a little bit more. But then you have this flip of the volume, right? So it's starting to tick up, actually. It's in an upward trend in volume down from this bearish side. And sure enough, it responds with that V down at the bottom of at least the 1 minute, 2 minute stochastics, the 9 and really I shouldn't be calling the 1 minute. It's the 9 and the 20. 9 and the 14, sorry, the 20 is this third one. But on the off of that 9 and 20 stochastic, it immediately pivots, ramps up, and you can see how predictive this is. Now, typically I wouldn't take this trade because it's bouncing off of the EMA up here. And this is the 200 EMA. This one is the, let me double check, yeah, the 20 EMA. That's what I wanted to say. So right now, I don't have a whole lot to look at because these are not in alignment. And actually, part of this strategy is based on divergence, but I don't really, I've really just stuck to this single trade. That's what I'm trying to focus on right now. I've gone through a couple of years of different coaching, different strategies. It was great for learning the market, but none of those strategies were mine, I guess is what I would say. I think everyone kind of adopts their own strategy, even when they have coaches. And this is largely based off of my most recent coach, DTR. If any of you want to go see the more of the in-depth strategy, he focuses a lot more on divergence again, but this quad rotation is really his, so I cannot take credit where credit is due. John over at DTR is the one that has come up with this strategy. It's just what I trade, and I'm not trying to make any money off of it. I just want to simply journal this, track it, potentially build a community around it. If there are others that just want to watch my strategy, and I can stream live on YouTube, if that's of interest, yeah, I would do that. So right now I'm just trading with a paper account. I've been doing a lot of the prop firm trading futures prop firms. Apex has been my go-to. I was in Top Step for a while. They've changed some of the rules in there, and it's not my favorite, I guess I'd say. Some of the rule changes that they've had, it seems like they're trying to discourage people from going to a live account as much as they can. Yeah, so anyway, I don't need to get into those details, but for right now, and especially for this evening, because this is not my normal trading time, I'm starting something new, but I want to focus up a little bit. I'm not willing to risk that challenge account right now. I just want to learn how to trade this time a little bit and see how it goes in a paper trade. So I just took one earlier today and had a loss of 126. You can see that I am actually in really, really heavy. And that's the other reason I wanted to use a paper trading account. I'm actually trying to make a modification on my strategy. Typically it is a very, very short scalp on the 1 minute time frame, if you saw. I didn't get into that part of the strategy, but it's such a fast act that my theory is to get these challenge accounts beat really quickly. I actually could just throw down a lot more micros on a single trade. Sorry, I'm trying to see. This has started to come up. It didn't quite crest over that 20 mark, but it's thinking about it. And it's following this 20 EMA into that supply zone. I wonder if a short is coming here. So anyway, I'm going really heavy because number one, there's not a lot of volume. It's the what, London session right now. 10:13 Mountain Time is my time zone. So I've got these two now above the 20, now above the 20 line. Keep in mind these are different stochastics, but above the 20 line on both of those. This one's creeping up. This one just barely dipped down. So if that one started to hook over on this first one, on the 9 stochastic, I'd be looking for an entry short. I'm still kind of waiting for some confirmation from my volume. It's looking a little bit like it wants to just keep trending up. And let me zoom out here a little bit. Obviously, we're in an uptrend, so I do want to be cognizant of that. If this is not really a range and it's just still in an uptrend, then we're not going to get the trade we want here, right? So it's starting to hook here a little bit. Go ahead and throw one in and see if it, see how it does here. You can see you don't need much of a stop because you're really just right above that supply zone where the top of the candlestick is, basically. If it's going to go your way, it's going to go this way pretty quick. You'll know if you're on the right side of it. And I want to see it drop below that EMA, but that EMA may take a minute to kind of bounce off of and play with before it decides which way it's going to go. I usually just take a single candle. So during the New York session, these are literally 30-second trades. So usually I'm hovering over this, maybe pretty darn close, watching it like a hawk, because it flashes down so fast and you want to catch the bottom of the wick. I have not gotten to where I'm comfortable holding for multiple candles. At least in the New York session, it tends to pull back so fast, and really my goal is $200 to $400 a day on a $50,000 account. That is just fine, and I should be done for the day. I can't be greedy. I'm really, that's going to be my normal strategy. Now, the strategy I'm talking about of trying to pass a challenge is actually to kind of YOLO this, right? I'm not going to go 200 to 400. I'm going to try to hold it or go in a lot heavier on my micros, like this, where I'm in 100. Now, I would never go in 100 probably during the New York session, but during the London Asian session, I think this is fine. But yeah, you could essentially do this in like 3 trades, right? So most of your prop firms, if they have a consistency rule, it's 30%. You're still good. You've got 1,000 in one trade, 1,000 the next day, and 1,000 the next day. There are obviously a lot of opportunities throughout the day if you're on the 1-minute time frame to do this kind of thing as well. What I would say is I want to watch this. If we're getting down to the 20 line on this stochastic, I usually want to get out at that point. There's no telling if this 5-minute is really going to start to curl over yet. So see if maybe I can hold and get more out of it. But that's not my norm. Again, these are normally 30-second trades, so.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to record and get serious.
Did you trade today?
No, didn't get a chance to.